math lesson today. This is Mrs. Rochelle Delore, and we're going to learn about converting decimal to percent and percent to fraction or decimal to fraction, and we're going also to visualize through this model. So as you can see here, we have this 30 hundredths. So it's very easy to understand whenever you have the word or this number is 0.30, or as we read this as 30 hundredths. We just need to write this down as 30 over 100. It's super easy, right? So 30 out of 100 in fraction, you need to shade 30 squares. Okay, here. Okay. So we don't need to really shade this one. We don't need it, but instead of just putting across, just leave it like that. Okay. So 30 out of 100 in decimal. I know most of you learned from your teacher about DP or Dr. Pepper, right? DP is this decimal, so I just want to write down here. It's not really Dr. Pepper. We use the DP, Dr. Pepper, just to remember it. So DP, if it's decimal to percent, move the decimal twice to the right. Okay. Then, if it is now percent to decimal, you do the opposite. So to the left twice. You start with the decimal point. Okay. So from here, DP right, decimal to percent, move to the right twice. So I'll move here now 0.30, right? I'll move it twice, 1, 2, then I put the percent symbol, so I will write here 30%. Okay. Next is we have now here 2 and 1/2 will be 1 whole, and another 1 whole here equals to 2, right? Then what's 1/2 of 100? What's 1/2 of $100? Yeah, you're correct. It's $50, so 50 squares here, small squares. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay? So we have now here 52 holes and 50 small square. So from this model, we're going to write down the decimal, which is 0.50, or 2 holes and 50 hundredths. And again, from our Dr. Pepper method, we'll move to the we move the decimal twice to the right, 1, 2, and write the symbol, percent symbol. So therefore, that's now 250%. Okay. Next, we have now 1 whole and 28 squares. So we have now here 1 whole and 28 hundredths, right? So what we're going to do is count 28. So that's this one row is 10, then 20, then 8. You have just to leave 2 on that column. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to write down this into fractions. So 1 whole and 28 over 100. Okay. So Dr. Pepper now is 1.28. Again, Dr. Pepper, decimal to percent is to the right. 1, 2. Then write down the percent symbol. So 1 and 28%. Okay, is that pretty easy? Oops, I think something happened here. I need to rechange this one. Accidentally undo something here. So whoops. Okay, this is 1 whole, 1 whole. Okay. So I need to be careful with this touchscreen computer. So 2 holes and 50 small squares for the second example. Now, what we're going to do is move to the next worksheet that you have. So here, the decimal says 2 wholes and 25 small squares. So I'm going to share this one, 2 wholes, okay, another 2 wholes here, and 25. So 10, 20, and 5. 2, 4, 5. Okay. Try my best to like really mhm, erase. So 25, right? So 10, 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there you go. So we're going to write down 2 and 25 hundredths as 2 wholes and 25 over 100. So again, Dr. Pepper to the right, 1, 2. Oops, that's not a nice representation. So I'll write it again, 0.25. So move to the right twice, 1, 2. So I have now 225%. So remember Dr. Pepper, DP, so decimal to percent, 1, 2, twice. Okay? So that's how we're going to use that concept. Okay, next example is 50, 50 hundred. So therefore it's 50 out of 100. So I'm going to shade here 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, so I have now here 50. So from the concept that we have, percent is 50 over, or percent means per 100. So 50 out of 100. So if we will have 0.50 here, we need to move the decimal twice to the right. So 1, 2, then move and replace the decimal point as a percent symbol. So that will become now as 50%. Okay. So next thing what we're going to do is we have now here 75 hundredths. So it means 75 out of 100. So I have now 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, right? Then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so and shade it. We have it here. Eraser. Oops. So I hope I'm getting the right eraser. Okay, I'll just shade it again and redo it. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, right? But I need 5. So 1. So I have now 5 here. Oopsie, I shaded more than 5. So I need to erase this one. Again, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, shade that one. Okay. So 75 out of 100 means you have now what? 75 out of 100, and you can just, get this as a concept of a percent, 75 over 100. Okay. So of course on the last one you don't have to like shade this too because it's just unnecessary. Not shading means 0. So that's how you're going to complete and understand converting decimal to percent, modeling it, and decimal to fraction, and fraction to decimal. So I hope this is helpful in terms of understanding it, especially the modeling will help you to figure out how you convert one kind of number, percent to decimal, or decimal to fraction, or decimal to percent. Alright, watch out for another video that I'm going to create which has a follow-up of this kind of concept. Alright, I'll see you later. Thank you.